Hey guys, welcome to the Hoan Zone, where we help you multiply the assets you own. In today's video, we're going to be going over all the things you need to be a landlord here in Philadelphia. All right, we have a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. The first thing you're going to need is your commercial activities license. That license is what allows you to do business in Philadelphia. And what else comes with business? Taxes. So you're going to need your BIRT, your B-I-R-T, your business income and receipts tax. That allows the city to tax you and your business. It used to cost $300 to get your commercial activities license. Before, it used to be called your business privilege license, but now it's free. So you can get your commercial activities license for no money at all. But what will cost you money is your rental license. As of the recording of this video, it is $56 per unit per year. So every year you're gonna have to pay $56 to get a rental license here in Philadelphia. Next up is your certificate of rental suitability, okay? Certificate of rental suitability. In order to get that, you need to have your rental license in place, and you have to have your commercial activities license in order to get your rental license, so that you can get your certificate of rental suitability. And that document you need to sign and provide to your tenant when they move in. To have proof that I gave the tenant the certificate of rental suitability, I put it right in the lease as a line item that says that they received the certificate of rental suitability, and then they initial next to that within the lease. A hot topic recently in Philadelphia has been lead within the paint. In houses before 1978, there used to be lead in paint because lead made paint more durable. So houses built before 1978, most of them contained lead. And lead was really terrible for people if they ate it. So kids under the age of 6 years old would often eat paint or paint chips. And lead actually has kind of a sweet taste, so I'm told. And kids would eat it, and that would cause a lot of brain problems later on in life with lead poisoning. So they took the lead out, but there are tons of houses built before 1978. It used to be in Philadelphia that if you had a property built before 1978, and if you had a 6-year-old living there, a 6-year-old or younger person living in there, that you needed to get your lead test. Now you have to get a lead test for all of the properties, regardless if there's a 6-year-old living in there or not. Now, there are two types of lead tests that you're going to get done. It's either a lead safe or a lead free. Your lead safe is what you need at the bare minimum, and you need to get that done every 4 years. A lead safe test, a passed, like P-A-S-S-E-D, not like the history, but a past test, typically costs $150 to $200 to get done. A lead-free test costs much more. I've never done one, so I can't tell you how much it costs. Talk to your lead testing providers and ask them if they even provide it, because it needs different kinds of machinery in order to do the test. So lead-free versus lead-safe. Lead-safe, again, every 4 years you got to get it done for properties, whether there's a 6-year-old in there or not, for properties built before 1978. So make sure that you have that done, because you're going to need to upload a passing certification, a passing test, in order to get your rental license. And then you remember, you need your certificate of rental suitability in order to rent to the tenant, and you need to have your rental license first. But you can't have your rental license without getting your lead test now. So it's crazy, and I'm even stumbling with my words trying to explain it to you guys. But get your lead safe test done, upload that, and then you can get your rental license, and then you can get your certificate of rental suitability. There you go. That's much smoother, right? But all of that needs to be done. Have a lead person come out, test your property, and it's easier to do when the property is vacant. So just get it done while you're rehabbing the property. The next hot topic are bed bugs in properties within Philadelphia. So recently, Philadelphia released a rule that said that if there's a complaint about bed bugs, that the landlord needs to respond within 5 days. And then they have to have a pest control company go in within 10 days. And then if it's deemed that there is a bed bug infestation, then the landlord needs to have that pest control company take care of it and remedy it completely. and then have that bed bug or pest control company monitor for bed bugs for the next 12 months and keep records of all of the chemicals, all of the service, and all of the complaints for the next 2 years. All of that if the tenant complains that there are possible bed bugs, even if they brought the bed bugs themselves, because this is anytime within 365 days since the start of the lease. So if the lease starts 365 days later, if the tenant complains about bed bugs anytime in between, you're going to have to service it at your cost. After 365 days, it's a shared cost between you and the tenant. Unfortunately, that's just how it is right now. So make sure you have your plan in place for bed bugs. Know which pest control company you want to use, just in case there is an issue coming up with bed bugs with your tenants. Next thing you're going to need is your Partners in Good Housing booklet. In that booklet, it talks all about the rental license. It talks about the lead stuff that I was just mentioning. It's going to talk about the bed bug stuff. It's going to talk about the fire alarm needs and the plumbing needs, the electrical needs, the repairs, your trash, your recycling, and anything that is related to owning a property and having it rented out to a tenant. So all of that's for you as well as the tenant, so you both know what is needed as a relationship, partnership in renting to a tenant. So this booklet needs to be given to the tenant, and you should have it as well, just so that you know what they know. And then on the lease, again, have them sign that they received it. Speaking of fire alarms, if you have a multi-family property like a triplex or larger, you're going to need a fire alarm system. So make sure you have that monitored and up to date, because one, it could save lives, and two, it's a requirement within Philadelphia. Now, when it comes to the actual money, you're probably going to collect first, last, and security. Well, that security that you are collecting is not your money. That is the tenant's money. And you're going to need to hold that money in escrow in a bank account that may be interest bearing, and where it is not commingled with your funds if it's a single family property. So if you have a single family property, you got a tenant, they gave you first, last security, take that security, open up another checking account and put that money into that account and don't touch it, because that is technically their money, and you can get in trouble for commingling their money with your money, because that's just not how it's supposed to be done. So if you go to eviction court and the judge asks, do you have that money available, and you don't show that it's in a separate account, you could get in trouble. So just make sure that you have that money in a separate account. Finally, let's talk about the lease. So you're going to want to lease between yourself and the tenant, and within the lease, you're going to want to make sure you outline everything that the tenant can or cannot do, and the more specific you are, the better. So if the tenant is allowed to sublease, then have it in there, and if they're not allowed to sublease, then also have that in there, meaning like, can they Airbnb the property? If not, and they're caught doing it, then that's grounds for eviction. Are they allowed to have pets in there? If so, are there costs? Is there a weight limit to the pet? Could it be a dog that's 100 pounds? Or do you limit it to 50 pounds? You can have that kind of stuff in there. Are they allowed to have guests? If they have guests, is there an extra fee if that guest stays for longer than, say, 7 days or anything like that? There's so many details that you can have in a lease that you want to have an attorney write that lease up for you, because it's going to be an attorney that fights on your behalf using that lease. So if they wrote up the lease, at least they know what's in the lease, so that they know what they're fighting with. So that's a smart thing to do. The other smart thing to do is maybe hire a property manager, because all of the documents that I'm telling you about, they have all of that in place already. And if you need the service like a lead tester to come out to the property and do it, they have that service as well. So you can hire a property manager. They take care of all of that. They provide the lease. They give the tenants the certificate of rental suitability. They give the tenant the booklet, the Partners in Good Housing booklet. They give them all of that kind of stuff, so that you can focus on multiplying the assets you own. right? You do what you do, which is buy more properties, and then they go do what they do, which is manage the properties that you buy. And then this way you can just keep on buying more properties. Isn't that what you want to do anyway? All right, guys, I went through a lot of stuff. If you found this video to be helpful, please press that like button and subscribe to the channel, right? I release new videos every Monday and Wednesday here at the Hoan Zone. So if you enjoyed this video, you'll get more of these videos if you subscribe. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.